Hi James. Last night I had a dream and I was wondering if you could maybe shortly explain the meaning behind the dream.
From the Vedanta point of view, yes, I'll try, see if I can.
Okay, cool. So, if I remember it correctly, the dream was set up in a pristine ocean, a pristine coast, very lovely, beautiful. The sun was shining, the ocean was calm and beautiful.
Okay, right there, there's yourself. There's the appearance of the self. Those light and oceans, ocean symbolizes infinity.
Yeah.
And peace symbolizes the self. The self is Shantam, Shivam, Sundaram. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
There's light. The self is beauty and light and so forth. So that's the situation. That's the beginning statement of the dream. It's the self that's speaking here. The self is presenting itself in the form of this symbol.
Oh, okay. And I was on a boat, a luxurious boat with many levels. So
Okay, that boat is a vehicle. And a vehicle is your ego or your life. Your life is a vehicle for the self or for consciousness. And you have you have a very luxurious life.
Mm-hmm.
You have a very good life. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
You don't have any problems.
Yeah.
You got your health. You got some security. You got a little money. You got you've traveled all around the world. You don't have a wife and kids. You don't have any of the problems.
Okay, stop it.
You got a great life, in other words. So you got a luxurious life, and you're going through this ocean of consciousness, right?
Oh yeah, on a
Okay.
luxurious boat.
On a luxurious boat, and it has what, many levels?
Yeah, many levels.
Yeah, that means there are many levels. We talked about that earlier. There are many levels to consciousness.
Okay.
Okay, there's the self, the subconscious level, the worldly level, and the psychological level. So these are all the levels on this ship of our life that's going through this ocean of consciousness.
And I was on the very bottom of the ship and was.
That would be the subconscious level.
Oh.
Bottom means subconscious.
And I was fishing. And it was the first time ever I fished. No experience whatsoever. So I just fished for the first time. And
Fishing means seeking or inquiring. You're trying to get something.
oh, yeah.
Trying to understand something. You're digging into the ocean. You're fishing into the ocean.
Yeah.
You're trying to pluck something out of it.
Yeah. And it didn't take long, maybe just a few seconds or a minute or two, and I got a fish, a little lobster.
It was a lobster, yeah.
A very small lobster came out.
That lobster is your ego.
Yeah.
And because why? Because it's a very small one.
Mm.
The ego's that small part of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And what an interesting thing about a lobster. You can see how intelligent the self is, how intelligent Ishwar is. The lobster has a hard shell.
Mm-hmm.
That hard shell is your ego.
Mm-hmm.
That's containing something inside.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, in the Star Wars movie, when Luke Skywalker confronts Darth Vader,
Yeah.
and he takes off his mask, he had this big black hard shell around him,
Mm.
that big scary, violent, ugly persona,
Yeah.
right? When he takes it off, what does he see inside? Tell me the next part of the dream.
Well, I took the little lobster and I climbed up the different levels of the boat, up to the top level of the boat.
You know, you brought this unconscious thing up to the light of consciousness, up to the top, or to analysis, into the light of your intellect. You're studying it now.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And up there, the shell got off the little lobster.
The shell came off.
The shell came
Yeah,
off, yeah.
the shell, that's right. When you investigate something, when you go up to look at it from a higher point of view, what happened? It destroys that shell
Mm-hmm.
that's hiding what? And what was inside it?
Well, there was a little lobster,
Yeah.
so the shell fell off, and the little lobster was still alive.
Yeah, that's the jiva, that's the living being
Uh,
that's hidden behind the shell of the ego.
but I didn't know what to do with it. Should I put it back into the ocean? I didn't want to kill it either, so.
Yeah, well, that's a dream suggesting. I mean, that last little part of the dream is the self revealing a doubt that the jiva that you have about what you should do with your life. Should you, with your sadhana, with your investigation, and so forth and so on. What should I do with it? Should I return it back, or what should I do with it?
Oh yeah.
So probably that's one dream in a sequence of dreams that will appear to you over time, that will give you solutions to that question, what you should do with it.
Oh, you mean the same dream will happen over again?
Yeah, well, the dreams often appear in sequences.
Mm-hmm.
So the first dream sets the problem and asks the question. Then the next dream, if you keep thinking about that topic, then the more you think about something, the more what the subconscious gets information from you about your problem, and then it crafts a new dream which will give you the solution to that.
Oh, okay.
So it's a very it's an amazing mechanism, but you have to, this question, what should I do about this inner self, or this undeveloped part of myself?
Yeah.
It's small, it's undeveloped, it's the ego or the immature part of myself, maybe. It's living. How do I relate to that? How do I deal with that? Is the subject of, well, Vedanta deals with that very clearly.
Yeah.
But the dream will Ishvara, meaning the dreamer, these are Ishvara's dreams, the Ishvara will probably present you with another dream that gives you some clues as to how to relate to that part of yourself.
Oh, okay.
Good. That's a cool dream. I love these spiritual dreams.
Yeah.
People write me, or they haven't for recently, but at one point quite a few people used to write me and ask me to analyze their dreams.
Interesting.
So,
All right.
okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you bet.